Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order a 53% discount, call 080 912 44449.
I'm here today again to talk about this book, Built to Go Global. The book Built to Go Global is a very important book for all entrepreneurs and aspiring business people, particularly those who are going for retirement that would like to do entrepreneurship or produce products that they would like to sell in the international market. So today I'm coming to talk to you on the 30 reasons why you need a book Built to Go Global as an entrepreneur. If you are looking for market to sell your product abroad, then you will love this book, Built to Go Global. You will find it difficult to get buyers abroad, then you will love this book, Built to Go Global. If you like a book full of stories about, to drive home the point rather, of the message that is being passed across in the book, then you will like this book, Built to Go Global, because the book is full of stories and case studies. If you are looking for why many business people drop out of export business, then you will love this book. Then you will love this book. If you want to build a successful business in export, then you will love this book. If you want to build a sustainable export business, then you will love this book. If you want to know if you are ready for the export market, because the challenge of readiness is a big deal in export business, then you will love this book. If you want to know if you are ready, that's examining yourself to know if your business and yourself is ready for export market, then you will love this book. What are you still waiting for? Grab your copy now. If you want to avoid dropping out of export business, then you need to get a copy of it. If you are looking for how to get a partner abroad to support your export business, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you are looking for export market with high demand for your product, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you want to know the challenges of doing business abroad and how to avoid them, then you will love this book. If you are looking for a template to follow to minimize your error rate in export business, then you will love this book. If you are looking for how to know your customers, we call them the CW of customers in the export market, how to know your customers or consumers in the export market, then you will love this book. If you are looking for how to boost your capacity to meet export market demand, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you are looking for how to mitigate payment risk, then you need to get a copy of this book. That's payment risk in export business. Then you get a copy of this book. If you want to know why business owners, the promoters, fail in export business, they need to get a copy of this book. If you want your product to be found in big stores like Tesco, like Tilbury, like Walmart, in markets around the world, then you will love this book. What are you still waiting for? Grab your copy now.
Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for all that are able to join again today. We'll continue from where we left off last week. We started a new series last week, and the series basically is talking about the fact that Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state has what it takes to be self-sufficient, but we have managers of those states that really have not been able to do what they need to do. Therefore, what we will be looking at in this series, and starting from last week, we started discussing issue around exploring the potential of different states in Nigeria. But before I start today, let me talk about the book Built to Go Global. If you don't have your copy yet, this is the first book you need to read if you are thinking of going into international market. The first book, before you go for training, before you go for, before you even look at any opportunity you are looking at, you just want to have an holistic view of, because this book gives you what do you need to learn? What do you need to learn actually? So you will be able to know, so that when you are now doing your research and doing your training and doing your other work, you already know exactly how you have to go about it. If you want to also have access to this video afterwards, please reach out to us through Voice of African Trade, subscribe, like, share, drop your comments, click on the notification bell, and you'll be able to see, have access to the previous edition of this program, to the previous edition of this program. If you're also looking for a way to get link, you're not on any of the WhatsApp group, or you are not on a Telegram channel, this Telegram channel gives you opportunity to be able to know exactly the platform you need to go to be able to get the link for each of the sessions we have every Thursday. Also, I need to also state that for those that might not be aware, we have a radio program on Nigeria Info by 8 a.m. every Friday. So by tomorrow morning, you will be able to hear us on Nigeria Info, 8 a.m. Nigeria Info every Thursday. If you're not in Lagos, you can download their mobile app. They have a mobile app on Play Store and on app for iPhone. You can download the mobile app to be able to listen to us 8 a.m. every Thursday. And we discuss the title, Built to Go Global. Built to Go Global. So these are the states we're going to be looking at. I will start with Abia next week, and I will end with Zamfara. Sometimes early next year. Sometimes early next year. It's going to be an interesting one. And like I said last week, that I'm excited about this because we are going into election, you know? And because we are going into election, it's a time to be able to probably make our, what do you call it, our politicians asking the right question about what they need to do, asking the right question about what they need to do in order to ensure that at the end of the day, we ask them, at the end of the day, they're able to really support the state by generating income and yes, every Friday by 8 a.m. Yes, every Friday by 8 a.m. Not Thursday. So sorry about that, not Thursday. Every Friday by 8 a.m. Every Friday by 8 a.m. You listen to Build to Go Global on Nigeria Info. Soji, thank you very much for that. All right, so I was talking about the fact that you have this, every state in Nigeria. What's interesting about it is that every state in Nigeria have something interesting to offer. That's what's interesting about it. Every state. There is really no state in Nigeria that doesn't have something to offer. But unfortunately, the manager of the state are not doing their job well. And I think we can begin to ask very important questions. And you're going to see some of those opportunities. And I'll be making some recommendations for each of the state of the federation, literally giving account of what the state is right now and what the state needs to do to move forward. So let's move on, discussing part 2 of our introduction that we started last week. So if you look at the export from Nigeria, you will notice our export nosedive in 2020. It went up a little in 2021. So what we're seeing here is not unexpected. Of course, we all know the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on every nation in the world. And the export destination of Nigerian product is mainly India, Spain, Netherlands, South Africa, France, China, Portugal, Cameroon, Turkey, Italy. Then export item of Nigeria, mineral fuel, natural gas, vessels, other petroleum gases, floating structure, sesame seed, light vessels, helicopter part, good fermented cocoa, urea, whether or not in aqueous solution. When you look at the particularly, specifically agri product that Nigeria exports, sesame seed, whether broken or not, fermented cocoa, superior raw cocoa, fermented cocoa, superior raw cocoa, natural rubber, shea nut, natural cocoa, frozen shrimps, natural cocoa butter, frozen shrimps. These are all the products. Coconut and even ginger. Coconut and even ginger. All the products that Nigeria currently exports. Let's look at it a little bit deeper. Let's look at it a little bit deeper. If you look at the chart on the screen, you will notice that petroleum and gas constitute almost 85% of the export done by Nigeria in 2019. 85%. So can you see on the right-hand side, just small portion? You see that just small portion? That is the non-oil export. So the conference that NEPC did recently was to expand non-oil exports. The RT200 FX of CBN that I will be talking about again today is the plan is to expand non-oil export segment because the contribution of this oil to our GDP is very low. Contribution is very low. Job creation is very low, yet it generates more income for the government. Which is why it seems as if the government doesn't want to leave it. Look at the non-oil export of Nigeria. Can you see non-oil export of Nigeria? Scrap vessels, 25% of non-oil exports. Scrap vessels. Flexible metal tubing, 23%. Flexible metal tubing. Special purpose ship, passenger cargo, almost 10%. 7.9% cocoa beans, raw tobacco, 1.42%. Nigerian fertilizer, 2.1%. 2.1% of not the total export of the 9 billion. Of the 9 billion. Remember, total export is $63 billion. Gold, 3.82%. Coconut and Brazil nut and cashew nut, 2.75%. Oily seed, 4.45%. Nitrogen fertilizer, 2.16%. Now, there's something I'll be showing you on this today. You will notice something. You will notice something. You will notice that Nigerian export vis-a-vis the world market, in most cases, we are less than 1%, 2%, max 5%. When you look at the mass of trade and what we are doing. And you get to see also the reason why we are not able to do so much in that regard. We've looked at the fact that non-oil is $9.03 billion and oil and gas, $54 billion. 2019. Now, The total market of crude oil in the world is in 2019 is about $992 billion. Listen to that. $992 billion is the total market for crude oil in the world. Nigeria took only 5.4%. And I must say this. This is actually one of the, if not the only item of export of Nigeria that we are doing up to 5%, if I'm not mistaken. That we are doing up to 5%, if I'm not mistaken. The total crude oil trade in the world, $992 billion. $992 billion. Let's look at the next one. Flexible metal tubing. Flexible metal tubing. Cocoa beans, tobacco, cocoa butter, cocoa paste, brand, pasta, beer, everything is $1 billion that Nigerian did. Flexible metal tubing, $2.53 billion, together with raw lead, aluminum, scrap metal. Now, I want you to look at these cocoa beans. You know, sometimes when we think of export, cocoa, how much of cocoa is Nigeria adding? Look at Cote d'Ivoire, look at Ghana. Look at Cameroon is almost catching up with Nigeria. Cameroon is almost. Total market size of cocoa is $9.45 billion. Nigeria is doing how much? Just about $700 million or $0.7 billion. $0.7 billion. So we are contributing how much? 7.4%. Not even up to 10% of cocoa. Not even up to 10%. Let's move on. Cocoa butter. Total market for cocoa butter is 5.86 billion. 5.86 billion. Nigerian cocoa butter exports 6.4 million. 0.1%. 0.1%. This for me are good news. They are good news in the sense that means there is a lot of room for improvement. A lot of room for improvement. So they are good news, no doubt. Lot of room for improvement. Look at the next one. Oily seed, coconut, Brazil nut, cashew nut, spices, plant perfume, cut flowers, everything together. $770 million. Not even up $1 billion. $770 million. Let's now check coconut, Brazil nut, and cashew nut. Total market size, $9 billion. Total market size, coconut, Brazil nut, cashew nut, $9 billion. What is Nigerian contribution to this $9 billion? $243 million. $243 million. You know, when you hear some of these things, what are we exporting? Cashew nut, cocoa. It's like we are doing a lot with it. Look at the market size in the world. Look at what we are doing. No, just look at the market size in the world. Look at what we are doing. You will now realize that we are nowhere. But like I said, it's a good news. It's a good news in the sense that it gives room for improvement. Let's look at another one. The export market size for spices. Ginger spices, pepper, turmeric. You see all those spices? $2.93 billion. What's Nigeria doing? $43 million. 1.4%. 1.4%. 1.4%. $43 million. $43 million. Gold. Let's look at gold. The total market size for gold in the world is 379 million. Total market size for gold in the world is 379 million. What is Nigeria doing in gold? What are we doing in gold? What is Nigeria doing in gold? Very small and minimal, 0.1%. 0.1%. We are doing about 341 million, and the total market size is $341 billion. Now, for me, these are good news. We're going to be going state by state later on. We're going to be going state by state and digging deep into every state in Nigeria, bringing out what the state are capable of exporting, showing the market and the size of the market of those products, and then making some suggestions on what we think Nigerian state can do. Maybe that will help us to also ask the important questions. Someone said, what are the constraints? I'm going to talk about some of the constraints in this presentation. I like that question. What are the constraints The real issue is that government is not yet ready. The federal government, maybe NEPC is trying, maybe CBN is trying, but the federal government, the presidency is not ready. The day the presidency is ready for export, Nigeria will know Nigeria is ready for export. You see what government did in farming, in agriculture? The day federal government is ready for export, non-oil export, we will know. The federal government, everything now is initiative of a minister, initiative of the CEO of NEPC, initiative of the, what's the name? The CBN. The federal government have not thrown its weight behind it in the real sense of the word. The way they have done and pumped money into agri. Since inception of NEPC, NEPC only got money, a reasonable sum to manage in a year, once, 50 billion. And that was last year. Since it was established. NEPC, by the way, is almost 40 years, no more than 40 years old already. Now, what does Nigerian export? Nigerian fertilizer, radioactive elements. The total market for this in the world is 316. Township. Nigerian export, Nigerian export for Nigerian fertilizer, radioactive chemical, soap is 316 million. Nigerian export of tan sheep hide, tan goat hide, camel's leather is 160 million. Nigerian export of milk, crustacean, raw bone, $94.2 million. Let's look at the concentrated milk. The market for concentrated milk in the world is 21.3 billion. What is Nigeria's contribution? Milk in the world, 21.3. What's Nigeria's contribution? 0.04%. Out of 21 billion, Nigerian export of milk is $8.6 million. Nigerian export of concentrated milk is $8.6 million. And that's 0.04%. 0.04%. How about the export of Nigeria for vegetable oil, ground oil, palm oil? $15.3 million. Let's now check. What's the total market size for all the oils? $4.62 billion. Total market size for the oil, excluding palm oil, vegetable oil. Nigerian export of oil, vegetable oil, 12.6 million. That's 0.2%. 0.2%. Raw cotton, unprocessed synthetic fibers, used clothing, non-retail pure yarn, $27.3 million. Look at the percentage of exports, non-oil exports. In 2018 was 6.4, 2019 was 13.12, in 2020 it was 11.45. See the export of agri growing, but the manufactured good because of COVID went down. You can also see the export to ECOWAS and other African countries. But let's check Africa. Check out Africa. Check out Africa. The total export of African countries, not just Nigeria that have issues with export. Total export of African countries, 2.6%. Why? Because Nigeria exports a lot of raw commodities. Africa exports a lot of raw commodities. Unfortunately, the world is not willing to pay us heavily for those raw commodities. The world is not willing to pay us heavily for those raw commodities. The world is not willing to pay us heavily for those raw commodities. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we move on to the next discussion. And our next discussion is going to be talking about the purchasers. Where are the buyers? In Africa. What are their GDP? Another information just focusing on Africa.
Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today.
If you're a banker and you're looking to get customers, trade customers, and you discover you're not able to solve their problem, you can see a skill gap, then consider certified global trade management professional. Who are the purchasers of these products in Africa? First of all, let's look at the growth. Fastest growing economy in Africa. Can you see Rwanda leading? Can you see Cote d'Ivoire leading? Can you see Ethiopia leading? Can you see Benin Republic also? Can you see Uganda? Can you see Seychelles? These are fastest growing economy in Africa that are worthy of consideration as you think of AfCFTA. How about the size of their GDP? Of course, Nigeria is the largest, even though Nigeria is the largest, followed by Egypt, followed by South Africa, followed by Egypt, followed by Algeria, followed by Morocco, then Angola and Kenya, then Ethiopia, then Ghana. These are markets with heavy demand that is worth considering on the African continent. Then per capita income. This is extremely important. Per capita income. Seychelles, $26,000. Seychelles is a high income country. Mauritius, $24,000. Mauritius is a high income country. Same for Libya. Nigeria is a lower middle income country. So from Algeria to Botswana, to Equatorial Guinea, to Egypt, to Gabon, to Libya, to Mauritius, to Namibia, to Seychelles, to South Africa, to Tunisia. You want to look for countries that have what it takes to buy your product. These are the countries with the highest per capita income on the African continent. Still looking at the market to target. Largest urban agglomeration. In 2015, this report was from UN. You want to look at countries that have cities, or cities where you have a lot of population, because that's what you are targeting for your market, from Lagos to Cairo to Kinshasa, Congo, to Luanda, to Khartoum, Sudan, to Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, to Alexandria in Egypt, to Johannesburg in South Africa, to Nairobi in Kenya, and again, Kano in Nigeria. Still looking at where the market is. Still looking at where the market is in African continent. The blue is giving us high priority market from Tanzania to Nigeria to Egypt to Tunisia to South Africa to Ghana. Market to consider: Algeria, Rwanda, Namibia, Cameroon, Kenya. Market to some extent, high risk market that I need to avoid: Congo, Guinea, Somalia, and Sudan. Let's move on to the problem. Someone said, why is it that we have that kind of result we talk about? The problem: product issue, paperwork issue, payment issue, people issue, port issue, packaging issue, profit issue, processing issue, promotion issue, and purchase order issue. Now, let me say something here. An average business in Nigeria that is seeking to export is going to confront some of these challenges, if not all, some of them, depending on the capacity of the business. But being able to manage those challenges is going to be based on the readiness of that export business. Readiness of that company is going to determine if the company is going to be able to do it. But now, I want you to look at this. These challenges is what make business to have delays. These challenges is what creates demurrage. These challenges is what create discrepancies. These challenges is what create defect in goods. These challenges also due to dearth of knowledge. These challenges lead to debt and even eventually drop out of the business. You see this delay, discrepancy, demurrage, defect, dearth of knowledge, debt, losses, and dropout are all signs of lack of export readiness. When a business
incessantly have delays, frequently see himself having discrepancies, or he eventually drop out of the export business, these are very clear signs that there is an issue with the readiness of that business for export market. For readiness of that business for export market. Now, for a business to be ready, the promoter of the business needs to be ready. The product needs to be ready. The pricing needs to be ready. The predisposition of the staff needs to be ready. The purpose of doing the business needs to be ready. The promotional skill needs to be ready. Proficiency in managing the business operation. Then, of course, production capacity needs to be ready. It must be ready in terms of payment, getting funding, and getting paid. It must be ready in terms of positioning the product, even in the local market. It must be ready in terms of knowing the people in the export market, readiness in terms of paperwork, documentation, import-export documentation, readiness in terms of potential of the product, readiness in terms of having a partner in the export market, and readiness in terms of having purchasers in the export market. You see, this 15th area of export readiness is the reason why many businesses have delays, discrepancies, demurrage, defect, dropout in the export business. If we can fix this, if a business can fix this, how does a business then know if he is ready? How does a business know if he's ready? The only way you will know is to conduct a readiness assessment test. And I must say, you can have a free online readiness assessment test done. You can have a free online readiness assessment test done. Now, in doing the online readiness assessment, it will reveal to you your area of lack of readiness. I've just dropped the link on the readiness assessment website. If you click on that, it will open a form for you. When you fill that form, within 24 to 48 hours, you get a report. A report in a PDF format. And the report will tell you your score and the area of improvement. Your score and the area of improvement. Why is this necessary? This is a proven technique to help a business avoid having issues and starting the export business and having it a lot easier than people that have gone ahead. Because you build a solid foundation as a result of what the business have taken time to do, a solid foundation. Now, the promoter talk about the experience, understanding export process, ready to commit resources, and export skill and competence. The product is talking about item of export, quality specification, unique characteristics of the product, suitable packaging and labeling, any level of sophistication involved. Pricing is the cost of the goods, local raw materials, economy of scale, local freight charge, local raw material cost. Predisposition, the staff foreign exposure. Has any of them work abroad? Do they have any knowledge on export? Or do they have any knowledge of export market or speak a foreign language? Any foreign orientation? Purpose, reason for export. Desire to go global, government incentive, survival strategy, any foreign exchange. Many importers are going into export to generate foreign exchange. Capacity area, payment having to do with funding, or getting paid. Product capacity, excess capacity or idle capacity, readily available stock, able to handle demand surge. How about proficiency? Being able to identify and mitigate risk, being able to handle export dynamics or handle trade instruments. Promotion, going above for trade mission, access to market intelligence report, able to reach the customer. Positioning, high local market share or unsolicited order from abroad, establish local export market. Then, of course, potential. What's the market size? Who are those that are ready to buy? Paperwork, pre and post export and pre and post import documentation. Yes, someone said at the chart in the book, exactly. The book, Built to Go Global, actually expatiated all I'm talking about right now. The book, this chart is in the book, Built to Go Global. Each of these areas of readiness were discussed extensively with practical case studies of businesses that lacked this readiness and the issue they had and the evidence of lack of readiness of those businesses. So if you are yet to get the book Built to Go Global, you might as well get a copy today. Purchasers and then partnership. Let me move on because of time. To solve these challenges, you need government support. We need to learn to work together to minimize the risk and share the cost. And more importantly, do a training program. To be successful in export business, you need to follow this principle. You need partners, local and foreign. You need product, competitiveness is key, consistency is key. You need purpose, that's passion to go global. You need planning, which is necessary to avoid failure. You need persistence. And you need to continue patiently until success is achieved. The fact that Nigeria is only able to take up less than 1% of the global market share of most products it exports is a sign that all is not well. Apart from common challenges that are known to all there are emerging challenges that many people are not paying attention to. And this has led to the declining volume of exports from the country. Here are some of the emerging challenges that we need to pay attention to: repatriation sales price, readiness to export, risk on payment method, relationship management, rebate of CBN, replacement of collateral, and regulation in the export market. Number one, repatriation sales price. One of the major emerging challenges of export business sector is the control of sales price of repatriation of export proceeds by the CBN. This has been a source of discouragement to exporters who are not profitable if they sell their export proceeds at the control price on the I&E window. Readiness to export. More than 1,000 businesses register with Nigerian Exportation Council every year, but less than 800 are able to export each year. Also, most businesses are only able to export once or twice. This speaks to high level of dropout from export. This is mainly due to lack of readiness. And I must say this, we are looking for sponsors who can partner with us to print this book in thousands of copies to distribute to SMEs in Nigeria. If we don't solve the problem of readiness, government will do all that it wants to do, but the businesses are not going to be able to export. They will export once or twice and get discouraged because they were not ready ab initio. So if you know NGO or organization that can partner with us, we want to print thousands of copies, as many as possible, and distribute the book free of charge to businesses across all the states of the Federation, businesses that are into any level of processing or manufacturing. We want to be able to give this book to them free of charge to read and be able to know and learn and understand that they can do exports successfully and sustainably. They just need to solve the problem of readiness. Risk on payment method. There are now incidents of fake letter of credit now being received via SWIFT by Nigerian banks, and there are 2 banks that have been involved in this, and they are export customers. There are now incidents of fake documentary collection transactions being received by Nigerian exporters, and they are banned. This is a risk on payment method and under emerging challenges. Relationship management. The fact that Nigerian exporters do not have presence abroad to manage relationship with their buyers is making them to lose business opportunities to their counterpart in Asia. We are looking business opportunity to our counterpart in Asia, even in Europe and America. Rebate. CBN RT200 FX is a good initiative designed to stimulate growth in non-oil export sector in Nigeria. The program has a pillar for non-oil export FX rebate scheme. However, the 65 naira offered by CBN is not covering the gap between the official and the parallel market. Parallel market is about 580, 590. or 570. If, let's assume official rate on iron window is about 420, parallel market at 580, 570. That's about 150 naira difference. And experts are saying CBN need to step up on the rebate to encourage more exporters. Then replacement of collateral. You see what? Banks must rethink. Bank must rethink. Nigerian bank must of necessity rethink. Nigerian bank must of necessity rethink the issue of collateral. We can still protect trade transaction without tangible collateral. Emphasis on collateral by bank is a major hindrance to granting credit facility to export business. Replacement of collateral is becoming highly imperative if the country is going to grow its export volume. Replacement of collateral with intangible collateral, intangible. I am not an advocate of banking lending recklessly, no way, because it's our deposit that is in the bank. They shouldn't lose the money, but they must also be creative in the way they are financing, which is why we developed a training program called Rethinking Credit Assessment, Credit Analysis, and Underwriting Model of Export Business Financing in Nigeria. Rethinking Credit Analysis and Assessment and Underwriting Model of Export Financing in Nigeria. We send proposals to many banks. Only few of them have shown interest. And what we are saying through that training program is, how do you properly assess an export credit transaction in such a way that you can minimize focus on tangible collateral? And the model we have developed even have a score. You can give them a credit score, and the bank can decide anybody that score above 90, this is what we are going to do. Anybody that score below 90, this is what we are going to do. Something like that. Something like that. Lastly, regulation in export market. Regulation in export market. Rejection of Nigerian product by the export market, or by market that buy the same product when it is shipped through other countries is becoming very common. Nigeria will ship a product, it will be rejected. If it's the same product is shipped from Ghana, it will not be rejected, because the Ghanaian Standard Agency have a handshake with a number of export markets that their product is going to. This is because regulators in those markets have an understanding with the product, on the product, with regulator in the exporting country. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, I'll be talking about the proposals to this proposed answer or solution to these emerging challenges. Are
you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn in dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You deserve to know what you need to do to get ready to go global. Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order a 53% discount, call 080-912-44449.
All right. Proposal. Here are some of the proposed solutions to those challenges. Repatriation of sales price. CBN need to allow choice of demand and supply to determine FS price on iron window. This will encourage more repatriation, leading to abundant supply in the foreign exchange market and consequently causing a decline in the FX price in the iron window. Consequently causing a decline in the FX prices in the iron window. So, align forces and demand and supply. You know, I'm not an economist, I'm a trade specialist, but you know what? I thought the law of demand and supply said when there is an abundant supply, the price go down. So if everybody wants to sell their dollar and the price is not controlled, I was thinking it will get the price to go down. I don't know. But it doesn't appear that theory holds as an argument as far as CBN is concerned. Readiness to export. Internal existing exporters need to become export ready by doing export readiness assessment tests in order to know the area of readiness gap that they need to work on. This assessment is free, and you can get it at www.bit.ly/export readiness. bit.ly/export readiness. Bit is bit.ly. bit.ly/export readiness. If you visit that site, fill the form, submit it, you get a report that gives you an idea of the level of readiness that you have and what you need to do. And it will tell you the implication of the score. It will tell you the implication of the score. Risk comparison method. It has now become highly imperative for banks to ask their banks, for exporters to ask their bank. It has become imperative for exporters to ask their banks to confirm the letter of credit they have received. Send a swift message to confirm. And get a copy of that swift message before dispatching the shipping document to bank abroad. Also, the exporter needs to ask their bank to confirm the address of importer's bank in documentary collection transaction before dispatching it. Confirm the address using SWIFT. Confirm the address using SWIFT. Confirm the address using SWIFT. People have dispatched documents to the wrong destination, falling into the wrong hand, and goods disappear after arrival. Relationship management. The NEPC need to hire and put on retainer, retain a marketing consultant at destination where most Nigerians export to. These marketing consultants need to get new buyers, manage existing buyers, and give timely feedback to exporters on situations in the export market. Rebate of CBN. Rather than dashing money out to people that repatriate funds on exports or value-added non-exports, CBN should use this fund to support export expansion grant, which is a scheme already available that is type of fund and can be funded by CBN. If CBN wants to retain the rebate scheme, then it will be good to increase it reasonably because of the gap between the FX rate in the parallel market and the one in the official market. Replacement of collateral. Banks needs to use trade finance instruments like guarantee or standby letter of credit instead of tangible collateral to secure export financing. The Nigerian bank should also speed up the implementation of export credit insurance for commercial banks. The Nigerian Promotion Council for commercial risk, the NEPC also should seek to advocate the support of Nigerian and CBN on how to de-risk. You know, the government have been able to de-risk agri using NISAL. Can we de-risk export? The way the government, that's why I said, when the government is ready to support exporter, I'm telling you, Nigeria will export like never before. When the government is ready, be sure that Nigerian people want to do business. That you don't have any doubt on that. People are looking for opportunity to do business. So they need the right support structure, de-risking the sector, making it easy to be able to get funding from banks. You rest assured that that sector is going to significantly grow. Regulation in the export market. Nigerian regulatory agencies like NAFDAC need to go beyond local regulation. There is need for them to have proper handshake and harmonize regulatory requirement with counterpart abroad. This is to enable them accept our goods based on NAFDAC certificate. I was with someone, I have a partner I'm working with in Cote d'Ivoire market. I was with him this afternoon and we're discussing about a particular export item that when Cote d'Ivoire export that item to the world, they don't have issue, but when Nigerian export it, Nigeria have issue. And I was talking about the collaboration between the regulatory agency in Cote d'Ivoire and a number of other countries around the world whereas Nigeria does not have those kind of collaboration. Before I close today, remember that this is a long journey again. We have done our introduction in 2 sessions. So by next week, I will start with Abia and I will round up at Zamfara. Every week, I will take a state of the country and we'll review the state across different areas. Let me give you an example. If I'm reviewing Abia, for example, what are we going to checking out in Abia? Or Adamawa or Akwa Ibom? What are we going to be checking out in each of these states? I have 7 things to check out: the preamble, the peculiarity of the state, the profile of the debt and economy, the potential product for export, the purchaser of this product, the proposal I have for the state, and then a profit analysis of a product the state can export and how much the state can make if the state use a particular size of land in the state to cultivate this item. If you use a particular kind of land in the state to cultivate this item. This is very important. This is very important. You cannot afford to miss it. You want to know what your state is about and what your state needs so that we can use this conversation to stimulate questions to ask our state governors, what are you going to do with this product? What are you going to do with this product? What are you going to do with this product? What are you going to, who are those contesting for governorship in this state? And what are they going to do with this product? Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll
are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you at the verge of losing your job without performance? You desire a change but better in your career. Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professional from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract a deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today.
Certified Global Trade Management Professional. The Certified Global Trade Professional is a certification designed for bankers to acquire skill to solve import-export customers' problem and attract them to the bank. You are trying to get export customer, you will sweat so much if you are not able to solve their problem. You want to acquire skill to solve their problem, then join the Certified Global Trade Management Professional Program from the American Institute of Extended Studies.
Are you?
Remember, Build to Go Global, we are looking for sponsor that can help. A sponsor can do 100, can do 200, can do 500, can do 1,000. And if we're able to print 1,000, we can bring the price down significantly, or 2,000 or 5,000. So if you want to sponsor, or you have someone that can sponsor, you have an organization that can sponsor, we will really appreciate if you can reach out to us for us to be able to print as many copies as possible and distribute free to Nigerian businesses who should be looking at export but don't know exactly how to go about it. Remember, this video will be on our YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, share, drop your comment, and remember to click on the notification bell. Our YouTube channel is Voice of African Trade. If you also want to get the link to this program every Thursday, you don't know how to get the link to this program, I want to get the link to this program every Thursday, then you might as well join our Telegram channel, African Business Platform. I'm dropping the link on the chat now, African Business Platform. If you click on that link, you will be able to go to the Telegram channel. If you get to the Telegram channel every Thursday, you will get to see the link to this program on that channel. Every Thursday, you will get to see the link to this program on that channel.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn in dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order at 33% discount, call 080-912-44449.
If you want to build a global brand, then you love this book. If you want to generate foreign exchange, maybe as an importer or as an exporter, because a number of importers and exporters are having big challenge right now, particularly in Africa, in Nigeria in particular. If you want to generate foreign exchange to fund your import business, then you love it. If you are looking for a checklist to validate your readiness for export business, then you love it. If you are looking for how to effectively price your product in a competitive manner, then you love it. If you want to know the area of capacity building that your business needs to be able to do export business successfully, then you love it. If you want to know the signs and symptoms of a business that is not export ready, then you need to get a copy of it. If you want to enjoy the government incentive as far as export business is concerned, then you need to get it. If you want to gain market share in market abroad for your product, then you will love this book. If you want to know the benefit of selling your product abroad, then you will love this book. If you are thinking of exporting after retirement, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you want to learn why some businesses fail in export business, then you need to get a copy of this. If you want to know the reason for high mortality rate in export business, particularly in developing countries, then you need to get a copy of this book. What are you still waiting for? Grab your copy now.
Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job without performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today.
All right. Thank you very much. As I conclude, I would like to say to everyone who wants to diversify our economy, want to create jobs, want to create more trade in Africa, if you want to grow our GDP, if you want to create employment, if you want to boost our foreign reserve, if you want to create wealth, and if you want to reduce poverty, aggressive drive for international trade is the way to go. Thank you very much, everyone, for you able to join today. Remember, we have a radio program tomorrow morning. It starts by 8 a.m. on Nigeria Info. 8 a.m. Built to Go Global on Nigeria Info. 8 a.m. You can download the app if you are not in Lagos, so you can join to listen to our conversation, and you can also inform your friends. See you next week. Have a wonderful weekend, and bye-bye.